okay, what if I have Resolute and I'm about to get into an up-close SMG versus SMG gunfight, and then I also bang out a stim? Am I gonna have a 30% speed boost now because I'm getting Resolute bonus and stim shot bonus? Or am I only gonna have a 15% speed boost bonus because they won't stack at all? The answer is, I guess, a combination where if you have both, we are live, boys and girls. Welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, episode number 476. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. Today, we are back in the saddle again.
Yeah.
As Johnny Bones Jovi would say.
Is that what he says?
Yes. And we are back on our normal schedule. A good time to be as well, because there has been a lot going on over at Activision HQ. Most of which has been good, actually, but like always, it's my favorite phrase, mixed bag. So we've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to jump right in. We do have some announcements, so stick around for the end of the show to hear those. We actually have some new, interesting announcements, by the way. So if you normally skip those, because they're always the same, they're not this time. We have some novel ones. But for now, I want to dive right into the absolute content. First, some patch notes and changes already in effect. Now, we have not covered patch notes in a little while. However, we're not going to go back 2 weeks because everything very important we're going to cover regardless. But still, we'll pull these open here. These first ones are for multiplayer. We've had 100 patches in the last 2 days. So I think it makes sense to probably go back to where, actually. I don't really know. I'll panic, sure.
Just go back to the
totally
15th.
fun.
We haven't covered any of it.
Okay.
Most of
The
it
15th.
is just bug fixes, so.
Yeah, a lot of this we'll just kind of skim, but I guess we'll just skim through the whole thing so we can notate some interesting, important things. So, yeah, we've had literally 5 patches in the past week. So, starting on the November 15th patch on Friday, lots of bug fixes and some playlist updates. Nothing else really.
Yeah, nothing really. Increased
Pretty
total
much just,
loadouts
like,
available
bug
to
fixes and
12.
stuff.
I didn't even notice they did that. So you have 12 custom loadouts now. Okay.
Yeah, I use 2, so I have fewer if you're listening. Anyway, so Saturday, yeah, pretty much nothing there. Just there's a lot, but it's all bug fixes. We're not going to get into it. So Saturday, November 16th.
Oh wait, hold on. This one's pretty good. Where did this go? They I didn't see that they did this. Where did it go? Something to do with the point blank kills. Increase the point blank range by 40%. That makes it easier for those camo grind, some of those guns.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, that is good. Yeah, because point blank, you have to be actually point blank.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane. So that's a good change. Okay, so moving on from there, yeah, the next day, Saturday the 16th, again, a lot of issues and bug fixes, but here's an interesting one. Adjusted ransack XP earn rates to align with other game modes. This is the new game mode that we talked about on Saturday, in which there's like a pot of gold and you get your lucky charms and you go deposit it in your base. It's kind of like a capture the flag mode, kind of fun, depending on the map you get. So that's good. And this is going to continue this trend where they adjust XP. They're trying very hard to make it such that you get the same amount of character and weapon XP regardless of what mode you're playing, which I think is a very good thing. So this is just one of the many things that we'll talk about more today. There was an issue in zombies where you could not reload while tack sprinting.
Oh yeah.
This is now fixed.
Zombies players were losing their mind.
Very upset about that.
They were so mad.
I do sympathize with, imagine you had like save and quit your solo match round 700 and then you wake up the next day, you get your coffee, you turn on whatever you're recording or your TikTok live stream with your bot command to say, oh, get an unlock all tool here, got it. And then you load in and you're like, oh, this is fine. And you can't sprint and reload and it gets you killed. That happened to at least like 10 people in real life. High round, loaded in, didn't know this was an issue and died because of it. That happened to 10 people at least. So
yeah, that'll happen. Yeah, they were losing their mind.
Sucks for them.
They deserve it.
But they perhaps deserve it. Get friends. So anyway, it's been fixed though. That's good. And that is pretty much it for that one. So now we had a next one Tuesday on November 19th. So this is this week. These are some really good ones and important ones that are worth talking about some.
We had 2 updates that day.
Pardon?
We had 2 updates that day. There's a 6 p.m. and a 9 a.m. update.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's do the 9 a.m. one first. They had taken out the legacy XP tokens. It was a whole saga that is not really worth getting into. TLDR, you could activate tokens in multiplayer that you had originally gotten from MW3 and Warzone. And then they disabled that feature, but there was a very easy workaround. And now they've re-enabled the feature again because they got insane amounts of backlash, as I knew would happen. I said it in Discord. The moment it happened that they disabled it, I was like, they're for sure going to revert this because people are going to mold. And they did. So that's a good thing. Let's see. This is another one. Address an issue where weapon sights would be misaligned with the Weaver Repairman operator skin equipped. That's good. And people did know. I think Emmy noticed that in Discord, which is an insane thing to notice. Actually, it's not, I guess, if you use that operator skin. It'd be pretty noticeable. But anyway, that's good. And then that's pretty much it for the early morning patch. So now the evening patch on the 19th. Reduce the minimum sprint time required to perform the following actions: slide or dive to prone. This is massive and extremely noticeable. So I played before and after, obviously, this patch, and I have not, since the patch, I played 5 matches of Warzone Boot Camp because it finally gave me those missions that I didn't get, or that I said no to. It doesn't matter. And I did not dead slide once, which is unheard of in 5 matches of Warzone prior to the patch. And also, it is way easier now to be standing on the edge of a building and just instantly dive off. Because that's another thing that has happened to me many times before this patch. Is I will expect to be able to dive off of a roof because I would have been able to in like MW3, but then in this game it just doesn't work and I just walk off the ledge. Got it.
Classic.
And it's really bad and it will get you killed if you intend to dive and can't. Maybe you miss a ledge that you're trying to jump to, or you just don't go nearly as far as you meant to into the zone or whatever, and it gets you killed. Extremely cringe and annoying. And these are both very, very noticeable and very good changes. And this is like a good sign because a lot of people were complaining about dead slides. That is, again, not happened to me once now. And I think fewer people were complaining about the dive thing, but these are both good changes and they're reflective of the devs actually listening to and responding to and correctly fixing the issues that are brought up in feedback, because there are usually 2 hurdles to cross when it comes to Activision Studios. Okay. Hurdle 1 is for them to even hear your complaint. There are 3 hurdles. Hurdle 2 is for them to actually respond to your complaint with anything. And then hurdle 3 is for them to actually do something about it. And then hurdle 4, there's a 4th, is for the fix to be a good fix, a working fix. And we've gotten all of them with this one. And this is a big deal. So I'm very pleased with this.
Supposedly this was an issue on controller mostly. I guess because people had put out some videos about it was tied to controller and not KBAM supposedly. Because I never really noticed this. I don't dead slide often anyways, and I never really have in Warzone, and in this game it happens the same amount of time to me. So, but I know like Cope literally like every single match he would dead slide numerous times, like all the time.
Yeah.
So that's what I kept hearing, is that it was tied to controllers.
Yeah, it could be, because I've dead slid less on KBAM as well in general, not necessarily in this game. But that's because when I slide, I use a keybind that is just slide. It's not crouch. So if I can't slide, then my character just wouldn't register anything at all, which is way better than just crouching when you don't mean to. So that could be it. But regardless, it's basically fixed now. And these changes apply to both BO6 and Warzone. So big, massive change there. If that was annoying you, fret not. If you're still dead sliding, by the way, it is because you either have tack sprint delay on, so change that to 0, or you are trying to just immediately slide as soon as at the same time that you're pushing your stick forward. And that's not going to work. You do have to have like some momentum, but that window is very small in which it's possible to just dead slide now. So
yeah,
I think most people are going to be fine. Yeah. So that's a big change. So yeah. Fingerboard workshop, $20 super chat. Think of how diametrically college word opposed COD is to letting people use their XP tokens on new games. How satisfying is it that they had to give it to use anyways because of another massive error on their part? Yeah, I don't know if it was an error or an oversight that allowed them to be usable, but like that was never not gonna pass. The moment they implemented it, they were screwed. Yeah, so I agree with you.
Also,
thank you
Walt and Biggie and Walt, thank you very much for the subs. We didn't see them at the start, so thank you, boys. Both of them like 2 years, around there, something like that. I don't know. I don't have the screen open with the notes up, but long time, boys. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Long time. Thank you, fellas. Thank you for the super chat and the subs, kings. I appreciate it. And yes, it is nice to see Activision get their comeuppance, as it were. So
come up on this.
Moving back here, come up in this. This next one, in multiplayer, players will no longer be taken out of sprint when facing forward-facing bullet damage with a melee weapon equipped.
I didn't know that was happening.
I don't like that, because that means you can just keep sprinting straight at me when I'm shooting you and you're trying to knife me. I mean, I don't think this really matters that much anyway, regardless, either way, but there you go, whatever. And then some more zombies fixes. And that's pretty much it there. So cool. The next one is ranked play. So this is a lot of detail. We will not be going over the vast majority of it. If you are a ranked player, it behooves you to go look these up yourselves anyway, whether we covered it or not, so you can get acquainted. But honestly, you don't really need to. Just go into ranked play menu and it'll show you what's banned, what's allowed, etc.
Yeah.
But ranked play is now live in multiplayer. The rewards look cool. We've gone over them. They do some launch preparation stuff. We're going to talk more, unfortunately, about ranked play, but here's a hint. They have a blurb in here about Ricochet anti-cheat in the ranked play patch notes section. This is all fake and a lie. And called it, by the way, and we will talk about that more. But don't play ranked play right now, or probably ever this year, because they haven't figured it out day one.
This also says at the end, by the way, the security system updates listed above. Oh, never mind. Will also be active for Warzone when it launches at mid-season ranked Warzone. Okay, I thought it was saying those new system updates they're talking about wouldn't be going live in multiplayer until they push the Warzone ranked play update. But never mind, they're live.
Yeah, they're live and doing nothing in multiplayer. There's the spoiler alert. We'll talk more about that. But yeah, so in Warzone, it's going to be even worse. We'll get into that, though. Let's hold our horses.
Yeah.
So, cool, but whatever. Yeah, they go over an overview.
It's ranked play, yeah.
Our search, control, and hardpoint, and it's ranked play. Yeah. So, there you go. And then, our last one today, another patch note. The event is now live called The Hit List.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. They write a lot of words that are big and intimidating.
Not too many, just a few words, really.
Well, so yeah, you get whatever. It's one of those in-game events. So you do stuff, you get rewards for it.
It's a community event, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So if you just play the game, you'll get this on accident. So yeah,
everyone will get all of it, yeah. And if you
exactly.
don't, then they'll tie it to that armory unlock system that they have in the game now.
Yeah. So a couple other interesting things though. Added 10v10 mosh pit to quick play. That's cool because they have had 10s before in BO6 and it was actually quite fun. And it made a lot of the maps play better than they otherwise do. So for example, Scud 6s, kind of slow. Very often kind of slow. Scud 10s, okay, it's kind of fun, actually. It's not too many people for a map that size, and Scud actually plays kind of well in 10s. Hot take. Maybe. But I think that's the case for a number of the maps in the 6s pool. And not many of them are ruined by going to 10v10. Nuketown probably would be. I've never gotten it. But I imagine Nuketown's not going to get voted. Well, no, it would get voted often still. But anyway, whatever. 10s is in, so that's cool. And there's also hardcore 10s, which is pretty dope also. If you're going for camos, that's just more people for you to shoot or whatever. So there you go. Let's see. Some rank play changes and then some zombies. Another zombies change addressed an issue where players would be slowed when reloading while sprinting. So, whatever that
they
issue
really hate
was,
zombies players.
Yeah. And that's that.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much it. So, not a huge patch today. No huge patches across the board, honestly. A lot of just still ironing things out, bug fixes. And to be clear, I'm not mad that there are little issues with like this blueprint is not working correctly, so we fixed it or whatever. Like, who cares? It's still a fairly new game, and with a game of this scope, I kind of expect things like that to be happening. They're addressing big game-breaking things pretty often and regularly and in good ways. Now, does any of that matter if every game has cheaters in it? Well, probably not. So again, we'll talk about that more, but overall a suite of good little changes. Mainly the dead slide fix is a huge W. So yeah, love to see that. TC, too cool! $5 super chat. Pair character lifting some weights saying keep it up. Thanks
YouTube. Appreciate that.
Thank you, TC Too Cool, for the pair character who is lifting some weights and saying keep it up.
Yeah.
We will keep it up, brother. We appreciate your generous contribution. Thank you, big dog. All right. Now. Warzone, indeed. So again, a lot of bug fixes. Starting off on, patch notes. We'll go back to the 15th once again. A couple bug fixes. You can use 12 loadout slots now. Don't care. On the 16th, another couple set of bug fixes. Some of these are actually relevant. Fixed several issues with occlusion, enemy footstep, ascender, and parachute audio. They also write, our teams are hard at work on additional audio updates. This is just the first of several steps we're taking to improve the Warzone audio experience.
Yeah, I like hearing that. Several steps. I like hearing that. So they know it's bad, obviously.
Several is the right word, yeah. Hundreds would have been a better word, but here's the thing about audio, yeah. It was the worst of all time, as we talked about on Saturday. I mean, abysmal. After this patch, the audio is absolutely noticeably better. Is the audio good?
No, fuck no. Not good at all.
Probably not good.
It's standard issue, bottom of the barrel Warzone audio right now. It's nowhere close to the level of literally near perfect audio we had in about March, April of this year with MW3. Yeah, that was peak Warzone audio. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever get back to that. Because they did something in one of the season updates back then, season 4 maybe it was, ruined it. Game, it's never been as good since, unfortunately. So, but yeah, definitely a lot better. There's still many instances where somebody will run up to you and you won't hear anything. So it needs a lot of work, but you hear some things every once in a while now, so that's good.
Yeah,
It's getting better.
I largely agree. It is getting better.
It's playable.
On the bright side, as much as I hate Activision devs, I will say this. They did get the Warzone audio really good last year. So they at least have the blueprint to know how to do it.
Yeah.
Now, it's an entirely separate question on whether or not they will actually do those things. But we now know it is within their power for me to be able to hear other people when I ought to be able to hear them. And if they do take several steps in that direction, we will actually have good Warzone audio this year. Maybe by the time Ranked comes out.
Yeah.
Probably not, but maybe. But right now, it's not unplayably bad.
Maybe.
Because it was unplayably bad before this patch. Like, the audio was so bad that I just didn't even want to play. Like, that's how bad it was. Every gunfight was a coin flip on who saw the other guy first, because no one's hearing anyone else ever. Mm-hmm. That's not the case anymore. It's not that disgusting, but it is still not good. So this is a step in the right direction. They know where they need to be heading. Will they head there? That's another question. But another thing that we never even got last year when the audio was at its peak is ascenders and parachutes are extremely audible.
Those were working well last year.
It was working. Parachutes were working pretty well.
Ascenders were very
dive bombing were silent. Ascenders were also pretty. Ascenders were inconsistently good.
Well, they updated it at one. Yeah, they updated that about halfway through MW 3, and they were incredibly loud. You can be anywhere on a roof and hear somebody coming up the Ascender, really. So that was good. But honestly, I've seen people complaining about parachute audio since this game launched. I thought the parachute audio was always there. I never had any issues with that. That was the only thing you could really hear is parachute audio on all the maps. It was still loud, and then you just didn't hear footsteps. But they're still improving it, obviously. But that was playable from the start, in my opinion. The footstep audio is not.
Yes, in BO6 I agree. Yeah, so the parachute audio is still quite good. Ascender volume is really, really insanely good. I got kills like.
It's almost too loud now. You just pre-fire.
I hate that I'm saying this, but you actually might be right, because I was on a roof and I heard immediately that these guys, two guys, were coming up. So I just pre-aimed it and they just got farmed. Yeah. Like hard. So they might even be too loud. I don't know.
Don't tell the devs that though.
I'd rather it be too loud than not loud enough. Yeah. So I'm okay with it. But anyway, yeah. The game's playable now, but don't expect a great audio experience yet, if ever. I will also say I used Metaphor's sauce, and I think he's cooking. I only played Warzone Boot Camp, so it's not like a perfect test, but the only time I didn't hear someone today in those 5 matches was because they called in a PA, and the PA drowned out their footstep audio. Classic. But here's the sauce. Turn on asymmetrical hearing compensation, and then go to configure intensity or whatever, and then bang every single slider to -50, except for the 1K and 2K slider, make those +50. That seems to be pretty good, actually. And
what's the audio mix?
It's not super bassy like the Jowo terrible one.
I hated that.
Yeah, this one's like not bassy at all because you bang those to -50, but you do hear footsteps quite well. I didn't watch the whole video or whatever. Someone in Discord just posted a screenshot, so I just copied it. So I stayed on Sucker Punch, which is the tightest dynamic range. And then I do have the little pay to win audio thing as well. I don't think that makes a difference at all though. But I mean, I already bought it, so I'm just keeping it on, I guess. But anyway, yeah, you guys can give that a try. And then loudness EQ is on in Windows, so give it a try. It seemed okay to me, but if you do all of that and then yell at me because the audio is bad, I'm not telling you it makes the audio good. It makes it better, in my opinion, than what it was doing before. So anyway. This next one fixed an issue where the stim shot was giving double the desired speed boost for 3 seconds. The stim should now give 15% movement speed for 1 second. The stim ticks up to this speed, holds it for 1 second, and then ticks down from this speed. We're going to read later on. I'll just spoil it now. Here's how the stim shot works now. It gives you the 15% speed boost for 3 seconds. So you're not going to get as big of a speed boost as the pre-nerf stim shot, but you will get it for as long as you got the pre-nerf stim shot now. So pretty good middle ground there. Haven't used stims yet in Warzone, but a lot of people are currently running these over smokes. I will also say this. On Area 99 and Rebirth, stims are probably meta. It's probably your best tactical. On Urzikstan, for pubs, do whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. But once ranked comes out, this will not be meta. I promise. It doesn't matter how good stims are. You're going to need smokes. Because people in ranked are going to sit in the zone, sit on a rooftop, and hold you. And if you only have stims and you're trying to cross an open field, they will not save your life, probably. I could be wrong. I would be very surprised if I was, though. But if you plan on playing a lot of ranked Warzone, honestly, I would say get some reps in with stim shot now while it's pubs so that you can really intimately learn how good they are, what they can get you out of, what they can't. And then you can evaluate for yourself if you want to have smokes or not for big map ranked. But I really strongly am inclined to believe it's going to be smokes, regardless of how good stims are, unless they make them like even more insane, which I doubt they will.
Yeah.
So, but a pretty good compromise there, because they did this original nerf and then they were like, okay, well, we'll make it 3 seconds, but it's still only 15% movement speed, not 30.
Yeah. So what do you think it was before? Was it like 30% speed boost before?
It was double. So yeah. It was 30% for 3 seconds, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. So this is
which is insane. So now the middle ground is that they kept it at 3 seconds, but it's only 15% bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still a lot. So that's cool. Like think of your guys' super rebuilds. The meta super rebuild would give you, with max attachments for movement speed, would get you like 9% movement speed. So you're getting 6% more than that for 3 whole seconds. That's big. So yeah. Fixed an issue that prevented freshly downed players from taking damage for a brief moment. This was very annoying, but it's fixed. And then a couple other things. That's pretty much it for this. So a couple other bug fixes. And that's that. So moving on from there to Tuesday, the 19th. So they put the tokens back in. You can use the old tokens in Warzone. We already went over that. Improved hit marker UI to help identify individual shots more easily. Didn't notice this, but I guess I didn't notice this because in Warzone, I usually run tracker. So once I see the guy is live pinged, I know that I've hit him. I don't know if this is strictly necessary, but I'm not mad about it because I haven't noticed it being different, so it's still fine. And then a couple other bug fixes. Fixed an issue that caused shotguns to have longer damage ranges than intended. That's good. And yeah, the misaligned Weaver repairman operator skin is good. And that's
supposedly some of the shotguns were very broken, by the way, but nobody ever used them and tested them, and they nerfed it before.
Yeah.
That one, that Gumi or whoever it is, that guy that does all the shotgun testing that somebody in Cord told us about, he was saying like the shotguns are honestly like better than they've ever been in Warzone, but just people aren't using them. So it seems like they've already nerfed them.
Got it. Yeah. So, okay. Well, moving on from there, we had another update on Tuesday. Weapon trade stations reduced the chances of receiving the specialist perk pack. So apparently what a lot of people were doing, which is really high IQ actually, was they would go to a buy a care package, throw it, pick up whatever weapon came out of the care package, because it would have, 5 to 7 or 8 attachments rather. And then they would just take that weapon to a weapon trade station, trade it, and very often get specialist out of it. So you just got specialist for 6K instead of 30.
Yeah.
Pretty smart, pretty big brain. I never thought to do that. I think you had thought to do it and never actually did it. But
well, it wasn't like, it wasn't all of the guns and it wasn't all of the buy stations. Because I saw one of those videos and I tried one of those guns at a different buy station. It did not offer me specialist. So I think it was like one or two specific guns and it was like one specific trade-in you had to go to.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, still, this is a good change, so whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
And then removed the care package kill streak as a trade-in reward. This is smart. This is something I never would have thought of. But yeah, if you get a care package, you just throw it and trade some more stuff in for more free stuff. And do that forever, I guess. So probably a good idea there.
Oh yeah.
And then yeah, again, the dead slide fix is listed here, so that's good. But we've gone over that. So moving on from there, our last patch today. Again, the event is in. Rebirth Island is now re-enabled. It's currently live. I was just watching Swag play it. Here's what they say about it: a number of lighting, and audio adjustments have been made to improve the gameplay.
Wait, did you do the reload time one yet?
No, did I miss it?
Yeah. Reload times for all BO6 ARs and LMGs have been reduced by 10%. And they say we're taking passes at improving the flow and reducing downtime between gunfights. Future updates will address other classes. So that's good. I mean, honestly, it probably needs to be a lot more than 10% even. But, it is what it is. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, so
they're aware and they're going to do other changes.
Yeah, I agree. I did know that this patch happened. I just missed it right here. But yes, I have played with an AR and an LMG after this patch. I played this morning. And it's so like on a GPR with a 60 round dumper, that has a really slow reload time. So I actually did notice this a little bit, because 10% of a very slow reload is a big reduction. So, if that's a 3-second reload, that's a 300 millisecond reduction. That's noticeable. The GPR wasn't that, but it was pretty slow. So I did notice a little bit that you reload faster. I do think it needs to reload even more quickly though, honestly. And then the counter argument would be, well, if you make extended mags or base reload speed too fast, that defeats the purpose of having like fast mag and flip mag attachments. And that's kind of true, but the reality is no serious Warzone player will almost ever use a flip mag or fast mag on their primary AR, almost regardless of what you do. So let's just make the extended mags reload even faster.
Yeah.
So we've done a 10% increase so far. I'd like to see, honestly, another 10%, so 20 total.
Yeah.
And then evaluate from there. Because, yeah, and again, this is a good sign. What they say is that we're taking passes at improving the flow and reducing downtime between gunfights. This is exactly the worst part of why this is annoying. I will like, especially in Resurgence, like on Area 99, I'll shoot at a guy or whatever, or I'll kill a guy, and I won't be able to do anything for way too long because the reload speed is so slow. It's like, okay, well, I'm not taking this fight with like 20 more rounds in my AR, because if there are 2 guys in there and I haven't reloaded this, I'm cooked. But if I just sit here and reload, well, he's just going to full plate. So it's like, what do I do here? Obviously there, whatever ways around that and stuff. But I mean, it does feel like there is a lot more downtime between gunfights than there was in MW3, 100%. Yeah. And 10% is not enough to, I don't think, address this sufficiently.
No, I think it's like 25.
Urzikstan, maybe, but yeah, I agree. Just make it even faster.
Especially with like a lot of the guns, they're a little bit harder to use, some of them, because they have more horizontal recoil than like MW3 guns, for example. A lot of the meta guns too are high fire rate, like the XM4. So it's like I'm shooting some guy at range on big map. I've used 40 bullets by the time I've downed the guy, and then I have a slow ass reload speed. So I think that number probably needs to end up being around 25% or even a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah. I ultimately agree with you. However, again, they've addressed correctly the problem, which is the reduced downtime between gunfights. And they're making good steps to fix it. Haven't done quite enough yet, but I'm confident they'll do more. So that's a really good change, yeah. So thank you for pointing that out. I did miss that. Okay, so yeah, again, back to today. They re-enabled Rebirth, and they put in a number of lighting and audio adjustments. So I've not played Rebirth since they've added it. So I don't know how the lighting or audio is. I will say this, though. Audio was probably never very good on Rebirth Island, especially in select areas like under prison in the showers. And the lighting was also never good on Rebirth inside of any building. So they might have gotten it from worse than before to equal to before. I'd be very surprised if it was better than the last day of MW3 Rebirth Island audio or lighting, honestly. So I don't know, but also play the new map. We've had Rebirth for 5 years. You guys need to get over it. And Rebirth won't have ranked. Thank God. Inshallah, as I always say. So whatever. Hopefully it's good, but I have no idea. And then Warzone Armory will be re-enabled later today, in case you're missing some attachments. And then XP balancing. Increased player and weapon XP in BR, in Plunder, increased player XP in BR, and then increased weapon XP in Resurgence. So they're just trying to equalize, again, all the modes. So you gain about the same player and weapon XP per hour playing, regardless of what mode you play. Very good thing that they're doing. And then here they talk about the stim shot. The speed boost duration has been increased, like we talked about, from 1 to 3 seconds. So now it's still 3 seconds like it was pre-nerf, but it's only 15% rather than 20. This is an interesting blurb I'm going to read. Upon the launch of Warzone, we identified an issue, lots of words. Our goal is to offer a meaningful speed boost with a clear upper limit to ensure balanced and consistent combat encounters. As it stands, both Resolute and Stim Shot provide a 15% speed boost each, with their combined effect capping at 20%. This allows players to experiment with various combos to reach the maximum impact. This was a question some of you guys were talking about in Discord, and now we have the answer. Because Resolute, for those of you who don't know, is a yellow perk now in this game. It was terrible last year, but in this game, apparently it's really good. I haven't really used it yet, but it's one of the yellow perks, so it's in the same slot as Alertness and Tempered. And it says when you take damage from gunfire, you get a brief movement speed boost, and that movement speed boost is 15%, which is equal to the movement speed boost you would get from stimming. So the question was, okay, what if I have Resolute and I'm about to get into an up-close SMG versus SMG gunfight, and then I also bang out a stim? Am I going to have a 30% speed boost now because I'm getting Resolute bonus and Stim Shot bonus? Or am I only going to have a 15% speed boost bonus because they won't stack at all? The answer is, I guess, a combination where if you have both, it'll just hard cap it at an extra 5%, which is quite meaningful, honestly. That's 20% is a lot more than 15%. Again, keep in mind, your super rebuild that you loved and you felt like you flew around the map with was 9% tack speed bonus. Oh no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was 9 meters per second. It was like 9.6 meters per second. I don't know what the percentage was with the super.
It went from like 5 or 6 to 9, didn't it?
Yes, but that's meters per second of tack sprint speed. I don't know what that percentage was actually. Yeah. Still though, I mean, an extra 5, this is cool. Is it worth using Resolute to get an extra 5% if you plan on using stim shots anyway? I don't know. I'd have to play it. I'd have to mess around with it. would that extra 5% be worth giving up tempered or alertness? I mean, by itself, no, but you would also have resolute even when you're not using a stim shot. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's hard to say, if it's worth it. But my point here is, this is an example of like this. The guy who just did this patch today has played Warzone before, because only a Warzone player is going to think about, oh, can these bonuses stack? And then like code something in about it. If this was an Infinity Ward patch, there wouldn't even be a blurb here at all. It would say the speed boost duration has been lowered from 1 second to 300 milliseconds because fuck you. And we heard your feedback and we're doing the opposite. That's what an iDub patch would say. But this is like, this dev actually plays the game, which is really nice to see. It's been a long, long time, if maybe the first time ever.
That's what they're saying, yeah.
What do you think about this little bonus? I like that they thought of this scenario and actually did something about it. Because I think it would be too crazy if it was just a 30% speed boost, honestly.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, no, this is smart because 30 would have been way too much. The only thing, I think with Resolute is like stims, when you pop it and you have that boost, you kind of, because you're popping it, so you expect it. The thing with Resolute that can be weird, if you're entering a building, you get caught off guard, some guy starts shooting you. Getting that sudden speed boost of 15% almost unexpectedly could kind of hurt you sometimes, in my opinion, especially now with like aim assist nerf. Let's say you're on controller and you run into a building. You could basically, you get caught off guard because you end up sprinting so fast, and then you're not getting that 180
like
drag up close anymore. Yeah, you might end up getting hurt a lot of ways with this too, but obviously it's smart they cap this at 20%. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this could potentially be an interesting perk to run on big map combined with smokes too. So you throw smokes across an open area. If you start getting hit, you get that speed boost as well when you're in smoke. Could be interesting. Ultimately, I don't know, like in something like ranked, would it be worth running over other perks in that category? Probably not, but it's definitely a perk that's worth running in certain scenarios for certain people. Yeah, it's not useless, which I like. There are a few good perks in that category.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just really like that they actually thought of the two speed bonuses like stacking and did something about it. Just the fact that they're like thinking about it is again another good sign, so that's cool. Okay, and then this other one is good too. We've removed an unintentional delay that previously prevented players from interacting with the armor, muni, or utility box when initially deployed. We bitched about this on Saturday, so did many people in the last week. This has been improved, but you still have to manually interact with it. So you throw down your muni, and then you can pretty much instantly hit it, which is good. But just hit it for me automatically like you do in multiplayer. That is so much better. And every time I'm throwing a muni virtually, I want to hit it myself. Yeah. Actually, literally every time. There's no scenario where I want to throw a muni for my teammate, but I don't want any more extra ammo or smokes or lethals or tacticals. I can't think of a scenario where I wouldn't want to hit it myself if I throw it. So just do it automatically like you do in Warzone. Because especially if you play a lot of multiplayer right now and Warzone, it's very cringe where you're used to using your assault pack because there are no good field upgrades in multiplayer, and you automatically hit it in that game. And then in Warzone, you throw your muni down and you start tack sprinting away and you bang your stim, and now you're going 15% faster for 3 whole seconds. And you're in another POI now and you've forgotten, oh, wait, this isn't multiplayer. I need to go run back, so you bang another stim to run all the way back to your muni and hit it. Cringe. You have a nice feature. Just do it for fucking Warzone, please, one time.
Yeah.
Still a good change, but whatever. Anyway. And then some bug fixes. This is a great little bug fix, actually. So this was a bug. Fixed an issue on Area 99 that would cause players to hear kill streaks from across the map. Wow. They've done it. And it was a bug.
They're talking about like when somebody calls in like a napalm strike or something, like the audio level of that kill streak like hitting the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think they're talking about, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this has been a problem for years where On every map, by the way, Vondel, Ashika, Al Mazrah, Urzikstan, like every Fortune's Keep, people would call in a PA really far away and you would hear it really loudly. And we never knew if it was a bug or feature, honestly. But I guess it was a bug, and I guess they fixed it.
Yeah.
Huge W. I don't know if this is true, to be clear.
I doubt it. I feel like you're expecting to not hear a kill streak across the map anymore. I don't think that's what they mean. There are definitely just times where it was like, geez, that kill streak is loud for how far away it is. But yeah, I'm sure it'll just be just like how Rebirth and everything else is now. You hear them at a distance constantly throughout the map. They're just not quite as loud as they would otherwise be.
I mean, that would still be a lot better than what we had before, but that would still also not be ideal. I agree with you on that. So we'll see. I don't know.
I'm more interested in them removing the stupid announcer for every time somebody throws down a SAM turret sentry anywhere on the map, because that's clearly how that's working. You hear that no matter where somebody's at. You'll be running an Urzikstan in the middle of nowhere.
You talking about the announcer?
Yes, and you'll hear the stupid announcer saying, enemy SAM turret, and it's probably 800 meters away. I don't need to know that. That's what I'd rather have them fix at this point, because you hear it constantly.
I would also like that gun. Yeah, for sure. Anyway. I really want them to add a separate slider for announcer VO. Oh wait, they kind of do. No, they do. They literally have a separate one, don't they?
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
I have it turned pretty low. 5%,
yeah, mine's
10%
at like 40. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Fixed an issue that would cause players to drop a weapon involuntarily while attempting to pick up a different one from the ground. Okay. Fixed an issue that would prompt players to remove an amp, whatever. And then fixed an issue that caused the STB AR body to disappear when equipping an underbarrel. Got it. Yeah. Shout out to Jake for that one. So, Fingerboard Workshop, $5 super chat. Super movement build gives 8 plus 12% sprint speed boost. So that would be a 20% increase total if it stacks additively. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot faster than a no movement speed build. Yeah. Thank you very much for the super chat, dude. Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, yeah, so 20% is a lot. The difference between a Super E with no attachments, and that's your movement speed, versus a movement speed Super E.
Yeah.
Big difference. How much of a bonus you're getting when you have the Resolute and Stim Shot, it seems like. Probably. I don't know, again, if those are stacking additively or not. But
yeah.
Thank you for the super chat, dude. Much appreciated.
Thanks, buddy.
Very kind of you, sir. And that's pretty much it for the patch notes. So, a lot of good stuff there. Let me be clear. I don't want to mislead you guys into thinking the game is perfect right now. It's not, and we're about to get into that. So, I will say they're making the game a lot better with every time they patch it, mostly. But there's still a lot of work to be done. That is what we will be getting into now.
All right, fellas, the holiday season is here, and trust me, you don't want to be the guy showing up with tangled tinsel in your ornaments. Luckily, our friends at MANSCAPED have got you covered from head to, well, down the chimney with the Beard and Balls bundle, featuring that Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra and the Beard Hedger. This bundle will make sure you're a gift worth unwrapping. Get ready for those mistletoe moments and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code DROPSHOT at manscaped.com. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, your ball's new best friend, cuts through the North Pole of bushes with ease, gentle on your most delicate Christmas ornaments. 2 skin-safe blades for versatility, whether you're after a tidy trim or a smooth, festive finish. Light up the way with dual LED spotlights so you can see everything clearly, even in those tricky spots. This naughty boy is waterproof, so you can trim in the shower and avoid a blizzard of hair all over the bathroom floor. You guys know the wife never loves that. Its travel lock feature is ideal for holiday getaways, ensuring your trimmer stays off in your luggage and ready for action when you are. Perfect for a quick trim before any holiday party. No one wants to find hair in their eggnog. And the Beard Hedger. Keep your beard in check or Santa might think you're after his job. Tackle your winter beard with the Beard Hedger, featuring a titanium-coated T-blade, whether you want to go full-on Santa or keep it neat for New Year's. It has a built-in zoom wheel with 20 different lengths, which means no more bags of assorted guards. You guys know how annoying that can get. It's waterproof too, perfect for trimming after a snowball fight or just freshening up in the shower. 60 minutes of runtime with an LED charge indicator, because nothing's worse than a half-finished beard when your sleigh is ready to go. Join the 11 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped to stay sharp this holiday season. Get the Beard and Balls bundle today and slay your grooming routine. 20% off, free shipping. Use code DROPSHOT at manscaped.com. 20% off, free shipping. Use our code DROPSHOT at manscaped.com, because Santa isn't the only one who gets his sack well groomed this year.
So, first thing we already covered. Hidden patch notes.
Uh-oh.
There are lots of perks in Warzone, and by lots, I mean lots, that do not function as intended and or at all. Many people have made videos on this. We're not going to go over all the videos, or any of the videos, but like JGod's made a video on it. Dreamstrike, if you know who that is, I certainly don't, made a video on it. I'm sure other content creators did as well, but there have been questions about how precisely a lot of the perks work. We're not going to go into any of the videos because it doesn't really matter in what way that quick fix is broken. All you need to know is that quick fix is broken and is not worth using right now. So just don't use it until they fix it. So if you want to go look up a video, go to JGod's Twitter or YouTube, and you'll find one of his videos goes into all the details on this. But we will just give you the TLDR. Shout out to Jitsi in Discord for the TLDR here. Here are some of the Warzone perks. So starting with ones that are good. Survivor. This is a blue slot perk. It is also, oh no, this one's expensive. Survivor is like level, by expensive,
47.
It's like level 47.
Yeah, I have it pulled up.
Yeah, okay. So Survivor is a blue slot perk, and its description is you start regenning health sooner than if you did not have it. And you also are rezzed faster by teammates.
Yeah, it's 5-second regen down to 3 with Survivor.
Okay. And this works really well.
Yes.
So this does work as intended. You do, in fact, get rezzed faster, and that health regen does, in fact, start sooner. Now, you might be thinking, that's cool, but I'm a quick fix user, so the regen passive speed boost doesn't help me at all because I'll be regenning instantly when I insert a plate. That's where you're wrong. So we'll get into that. So for now, use Survivor. Probably the best thing you got there. Next is Dexterity. This is the one we've continued to have questions, lots of questions on. It's in slot 2, and it says, it is in slot 2, right?
No, it's in slot 1.
It is in slot 1. Oh, okay. So this is competing with Survivor. It says you take less fall damage or something, and there's reduced weapon sway and motion. Tanner tried it in Warzone. I don't think I ever ended up actually trying it, but what he had said was he barely notices anything. And if you're going to notice weapon sway and bob, you're going to notice it even more on keyboard and mouse, which Tanner is, and he still didn't notice it. And on top of that, it allows you to fall an extra 2 meters without being killed. Whereas with Mountaineer, it was like an extra 15 meters.
It was basically double with Mountaineer. This is an extra 2 meters. So the whole perk essentially does nothing. That's what like JGod said. There's no noticeable difference in the reduced weapon motion when jumping, sliding, or diving. And the takes less fall damage is nothing. So he seems to think Dexterity is just bugged right now. He's like, if it's not bugged, then it's so bad. It's just not worth running at all, unfortunately. Yeah. And then another one, by the way, in the slot 1 category, Grenadier. So explosive damage slows enemies' health regen and movement speed. That takes another player's health regen that you damage with the lethal from 5 seconds to 10. 10 seconds before your health starts regenning in
That makes
Warzone.
stims better too,
That
then.
is so long. That is a very long time. I was wondering why I was getting so many grenade kills, and it's because I've been running Grenadier because it's the first one you get. So when you prestige, you have it. You get so many frag kills because you throw it down somebody, they revive or whatever, their buddy reses them. They're not like, they take forever to regen health, so you just keep lobbing them. Or if you down one guy, his teammates next to him, he didn't get downed by it. I throw that other one, he's so low health because he hasn't started regenning. So even if he fully plates up, he doesn't have enough health. I throw another frag, he's downed. So I've gotten a crazy amount of frag kills, and a lot of them is with Grenadier. Also, Grenadier doesn't tell you this, but your fuse timer is like a second or two shorter, which is actually bad. So you need to pay attention to that, otherwise you'll literally just blow yourself up. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. And then we're going to see the other two blue perks here soon, because it's Veteran and Reflexes, and those are going to be coming out, or Reflexes will be coming out with the Reloaded Reward event. And that's just Flex without the audio update, so spoiler, it won't be worth running.
Yeah. That Grenadier, by the way, that hidden effect, it doesn't say it in the description, but Jake had pointed this out, and then when I had Prestige, I noticed it too, because like Tanner just said, it's the only perk you have. Your fuse timer is a lot shorter. I don't know if it's good or bad, honestly. I would say if you know what's going to happen, it's actually a good thing in most scenarios.
Just takes getting used to.
There are times where you want a long fuse if you're like Brett Favre, like I am, and you want to put a nade in a faraway door and you don't want it to blow up before it gets there, so you just throw it right away. If you have Grenadier, it'll just blow up in the air. But most of the time, it's actually a good thing, again, provided you know what you're getting yourself into. Luckily, the grenade UI is really, really good now. So I immediately I was like, oh, this thing's about to blow up instantly. So it's kind of nice when you want to throw it like at Semtex range. Basically, if you have Grenadier, or if you plan on using Grenadier anyway, I see no reason to run Semtex. Because it's basically like a Semtex that has a way bigger radius and way more damage.
Yeah. I think they'll end up nerfing frags again. They feel very good.
They should, yeah. I was, so I played a game a couple days ago with Cope, Tanner, and myself. That was it. And we were playing trios. And I died to a cheater. And then I went to the gulag, killed some guy. And then I died to the cheater. No. Then I died to some other guy. And then I went into the gulag again because I had another token. And then the cheater was my gulag opponent. Guess who won? And then I was bought back against my will. And we are in end zone. And I died to the same cheater 3 times. That's a world record for me. I did a trifecta in that dude's kill feed. Blatantly cheating, by the way. Anyway, he ends up dying, and I'm spectating Tanner and Cope. And Tanner has Grenadier, and he had found an ammo satchel. So he had 4 frag grenades, and there were 2 teams fighting underneath him in like a hangar at Millie. And I watch him throw a grenade. He gets a down. Throws another grenade. He gets a full. Throws another grenade. He gets a down. Throws his 4th fucking grenade. Squad wipe.
Yeah.
Like every single grenade.
Every single grenade downed or killed
somebody. 4 of them.
That's fun having 4 of them, yeah.
Yeah, so frags are busted OP, especially if you're running Grenadier. Even if you're not, they are very good because of that fuse thing being really nice, but mainly they're good with Grenadier. So anyway, just a little pro tip for you, another hidden patch note. It will shorten the fuse timer. Not on thrown back. Actually, maybe it technically does say that. Because it says... No, it says resets fuse timer when you're throwing back.
The website,
grenades,
this website could definitely... Yeah, because they list the effect and then they list something else in-game, but this website I'm looking at just says throw equipment farther and see a preview of the trajectory. And then, of course, the explosive damage thing that I already mentioned. So maybe it does say something else in-game.
Yeah, it's possible it does actually.
A lot of
say
these
that
do,
in game,
yeah.
I just never noticed it. Because it's always given you that effect of if you like are throwing back a frag grenade, you know how you can do that?
Yeah.
You'll reset the fuse timer with this perk, I guess. Maybe it's built in. I don't know. But anyway, it's really good. I think Survivor's better in general, but anyway. Okay, so some other perks that don't work. Cold-blooded. So I don't know if it says this in the description of cold-blooded or not, but another question we had, because Tracker seems awfully good in this game, was, well, does cold-blooded counter Tracker? And Tracker is the perk where if you shoot someone, it pings them for you, and it pings them for longer than if you did a manual ping yourself. Cold-blooded does not counter Tracker. No. Nor does it counter alertness, by the way. So cold-blooded, I think it says in the description it counters some recon effects or something.
Classic, where it doesn't
Maybe
tell you
that's
what
true.
exactly it does. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's true in multiplayer. I don't think it is, though. I don't know, but it's doesn't do anything for you basically in Warzone. It is super not worth running. I don't even know what slot it's in, but I know it's not worth running.
It's in slot 2,
So I hope
yeah.
that helps.
And then
If it countered Tracker, it actually might be worth running. That's how busted OP Tracker is, but since it doesn't, it's not worth it.
Tracker does it. It also says enemies further away are marked for longer with Tracker. JGod said that is definitely true, and that does work. He didn't say like the exact time, but he said when you shoot people further away, the live ping does stay there much longer than if they were close. So Tracker's really good.
Yeah, so the perk that by just its description would already be too powerful, which Tracker is, works perfectly and exactly as it's described, right? But the perks that need some help don't even do what they say they do. I've got it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Next is Quick Fix, my favorite perk. It simply doesn't work. I don't.
The health regen part doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay, yes, yeah. So you definitely do only do the one-handed plating thing, but it doesn't start your health regen any faster, which is the primary reason you're going to run Quick Fix. And in addition, they might actually go over this in some of these videos. I'm sure the information is out there, but I don't really know because it doesn't matter to me. If I don't get the health regen, I'm not running the perk. So again, it doesn't matter in what way it's broken, but it's also possible that you actually full plate more slowly if
apparently
you
you don't
fix than if you don't.
I watched a side-by-side. Apparently they're the same. I only watched it one time though, and I wasn't paying attention. My thought is maybe the animation takes slightly longer to finish, but when you're looking at your UI, you're technically fully plated. Because I have a hard time believing it's exactly the same, because it does feel a lot slower. It's one of those things where, like, personally, the animation of Quick Fix honestly bugs the shit out of me, and it makes me not want to run the perk. I hate that one-handed animation. Just the look of it being slow makes me feel like I'm plating slower, even if I'm not. It's very weird, but apparently it's the same.
Okay, so the speed is the same, and one functionality of it that does in fact work is that you can, like, mantle while plating at the same time. That is in fact what one-handed plating...
Oh, you can?
Yes.
That's actually very big. That's very important.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can do that and you can hip fire while you're plating. So those are quite good benefits. Does it make Quick Fix worth running? Not without the health regen aspect. So in my opinion, once Quick Fix is actually fixed and working as intended, it's going to be extremely strong. I don't know about absolute meta perk in that slot. I have to play more Warzone and they have to fix the other perks first for me to decide that. But right now it's just not worth running. Once it's working as intended, I think it will be worth running, especially in Resurgence, because you can plate, like, you can start plating when you're very close to someone. And if you have to take a gunfight as you're finishing up your next plate, you can start getting that sticky, icky hip fire aim assist on them. And a lot of subs in this game, by the way, have quite good aim assist by default.
Yeah.
So you don't need to build hip fire attachments for it. And if you have quick fix, you can be finishing up a plate and dumping someone pretty reliably. And in Resurgence, you're in those up close gunfights all the time. So once the health regen aspect also starts working, then you're doing some damage to this guy. You finish up your first plate. Now your health starts regenning, and you have one plate in, and you've done some damage to the guy before they get a bullet on you to interrupt you continuing to plate. I would assume your plating is interrupted. But
yes, it should be.
Know.
Yeah, it's got to be.
But either way, it would be probably way too strong if it didn't. So yeah, but even if it does get interrupted, very strong perk once it works as intended. So keep your eye on it. But for now, don't use it. It's just not worth it. And then the last thing, this makes me really sad because I was so excited about this. I guess I was mistaken or something, but Bird's Eye does in fact lose the elevation marker. So if you pop an advanced UAV, you may or may not have an elevation marker if you don't have Bird's Eye. But if you pop a regular UAV and you have the Bird's Eye perk equipped, and by extension the Specialist perk equipped, you will lose the elevation marker because you'll only see what direction people are facing.
Yeah.
Just fucking fix it.
Yeah, that pisses me off a lot.
It works in multiplayer. Fix it in Warzone now. Insane.
Yeah.
I don't think Bird's Eye is worth running regardless, to be clear, but this just makes having Specialist way more annoying. Or if you find a ground loot Bird's Eye perk. I don't think that's in the pool right now, but eventually it will be. And you're going to have to like avoid them just like you have to had to avoid comms vests last year. How many times did you accidentally pick up a comms vest in Warzone for the last 2 years and then be really mad about it because you can't drop it? Yeah. Oh, here's a couple. Speaking of things I hate, there's no indication of what perks I picked up in Warzone. So if you have your custom class, you will see your perk package and the 3 perks that consist of that. So in the bottom right somewhere, you'll see the 3 little icons of what perks you have. That's cool, but it doesn't include any lootable perks you found on top of that. So if I pick up my loadout and then I find Irradiated, I'll pick it up. And there's no indication whether you open your backpack or not that you actually have that perk equipped. Very important information. Give it to me. And we used to have that. Now we don't. So hopefully they fix that as well. But yeah, those are some kind of notes on perks. While we're here,
a lot of fixes required for him. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's one of several changes that need to be made is add the UI. So TLDR on perks to run in Warzone right now. Slot 1, Survivor or Grenadier, almost certainly. Slot 2, especially since Quick Fix doesn't work, Survivor is really good.
Survivor is insane either way, yeah.
Yeah. Slot 2.
Tracker.
Oh, that's where Tracker is, yes. 100% Tracker.
Once Quick Fix is fixed, maybe Quick Fix.
Exactly, yes. It's far and away the best perk. Tracker is really nuts right now. It's uncounterable. So, like, it's just so insane. And then perk 3 is where there are, I think, 2 options, at least in my opinion, 3 options, evidently. That's where
4
Resolute
options.
is. Okay. I don't know what the 4th one is. You'll tell us in a second. Resolute, which may be worth it. I got to experiment with it more. Tempered. So obviously very good and does work as intended, luckily. Alertness, which I think is actually quite nice because, again, alertness is not countered by cold-blooded. I'm 95% sure. So particularly in a game with bad audio, it is very nice for me to at least see enemy nearby. So now I can check all my corners and stuff. It's very good. The high alert aspect of alertness is decent, but it's not very good. It doesn't give you directionality anymore. If it does, it's so hard to tell that I've never been able to notice what direction I'm getting looked at from. I just know I'm getting looked at from off my screen. It's something. It's not as good as high alert used to be, but seeing enemy nearby is obviously really good functionality, so that might be worth it. And then I guess there's a 4th one that might be worth it.
Gung Ho.
Oh, gung ho.
Reload. That's
Can't
what I've been
forget
running
gung-ho.
the whole time. I tried alertness, didn't like it, especially on small map. I don't want to see an
On
icon
small
that
map,
says
yeah.
enemy nearby. Yeah, no shit. I don't care. I don't need to know that. And then I mean, honestly, even on big map, especially once the audio's fixed, it's like everyone always says, oh, COD players are campers. They really aren't. Not that much. Like in Warzone, you don't really run into players just sitting in corners in some random building and come across not moving. If you are, then I guess it's just our lobby KD difference, because that does not happen in lobbies ever. So I don't need to be running up to some random building and see, oh, enemy nearby, because I'll probably hear them stomping around in there, if so. Once the audio is perfect. So yeah. I don't like alertness. I use it for a little bit. Tempered is always good, of course. But yeah, gung-ho, I mean, reloading will tack sprinting alone. It's like, with how bad the reload speeds are in this game, and especially if they never fix that, that's extremely important, and that's what I run all the time. Yeah.
And if you are running that, by the way, because I did actually run gung-ho again when I prestiged, I think it's one of the earliest perks in that category. My game did the fun and exciting thing of resetting my sprint cancels reload setting. So if you run gung-ho and you're like, oh, it's ass, go into your settings, make sure that's off, and then continue running it. Yeah. Actually, have it off anyway. But yeah. So those are some hidden patch notes. And now we have some more bad news for you guys. Lots more. News and upcoming changes. So this we've gone into. This
Rebirth is back, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Tens is back. Okay.
There's really not. I don't think there's any bad news, man.
Oh, well, the last thing. Okay, so yeah, one piece of good news here. Charlie Intel tweeted this 2 days ago. Some of you may have seen in Warzone, after every match, it says if you buy BO6, you get a premium XP boost. I've already bought BO6, by the way, so stop showing me that. But also, what does that mean? How much is it? According to Charlie Intel, they tweeted, a new Call of Duty trailer confirms that if you own Black Ops 6, you get 30% more XP in Warzone. That's a lot. That's a lot faster. I'm assuming this is character XP only. I feel like they would have specified weapon XP in the UI or in the trailer or in the tweet. So you're not going to level up guns faster in Warzone if you own BO6, but you will level up your character faster. And for those of you who are doing the prestige thing, that's actually pretty big, especially because there aren't that many really things you want to spend tokens on in Warzone, honestly. It's basically the 3 perks. Because, by the way, now that we have a season battle pass, you're unlocking blueprints constantly. Constantly unlocking blueprints. So you really never need to use a token on a gun. And then, yeah, it's really just, you probably already used a token on a stim shot, so that's usable until you get smokes, if not the whole time. So then really all you need to use your tokens on is 3 perks, and then you'll always be good to go. So that's cool. Yeah. So.
See, I would think when they just say 30% more XP, I would think they mean all types of XP, personally. Because I would think if it wasn't all of them, then they would say 30% more rank XP, something like that. I feel like what usually,
maybe.
Which is pretty crazy. I opened up the Charlie Intel article, but of course they don't make it clear at all. Because Dexterto has fallen off, and it's a terrible website now.
Did Liam write that article?
No. Ryan LeMay.
Oh. Okay. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
But anyway. Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool, obviously. I feel like a 30% XP boost is not going to convince anyone who has not bought BO6 to buy it. But
probably not, yeah. No, yeah,
so whatever.
I don't think there's some guy out there that doesn't want to spend $69.99 for BO6 who plays Warzone, but then he sees he gets 30% more XP and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, I don't think so.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. He's wasted all that money on cheats. Which is our last point. Charlie Intel tweeted this morning, hackers are already ruining Black Ops 6 ranked play. There are no kill cams, and crossplay must stay on. So everyone is forced to experience hackers. So a couple things. I didn't know this because PC Master Race, but evidently for the last 5 years, I guess, if you were on console, you were able to do multiplayer ranked with crossplay off so that you wouldn't really run into cheaters. And that's actually really smart, especially with how disgusting the cheating situation was in every iteration of ranked multiplayer we've ever had since 2019. So you can't even do that now on console. I honestly think that's good, because if I have to dodge cheaters, so should you. And also, even if there were no cheaters in the game, PC players are going to tend to be better than console players, because they're the type of people who are willing to spend more money on this hobby of video gaming. So they're more likely to play more, so they're more likely to be better.
Yeah.
So even if there were no cheaters, playing against console players only, you're gonna kind of farm hard. So, like, in a perfect world, you should force everyone to have crossplay on. In the world we live in, which is completely and very much imperfect, I don't really know if you should force people to crossplay on or not. Honestly, I don't particularly care either way. But if you have a ranked mode, you can just dodge people by turning off crossplay. Like, that seems weird. But the big thrust of this, of course, is that hackers are already ruining multiplayer ranked, which was a problem all of last year and the year before, and probably the year before that if it had multiplayer ranked. It did. I don't remember, but definitely for the last 2 years, it was just like almost the entire year, the ranked ladder and multiplayer was just infested with cheaters. And if you go on Twitter right now and just scroll around, you'll see lots of clips and content creators bitching about this. I saw one that was like, oh, cool, I faced a literal 4-stack of every single player was cheating.
Yeah.
Like, lots. And by the way, keep in mind, to be able to queue for multiplayer ranked play, you had to have won, not just participated in, but won 50 matches of pubs multiplayer. So if you're thinking to yourself right now, sucks for ranked players, but at least they get all the cheaters and I can play where the cheaters aren't, around. Boy, are you wrong, because guess what they're doing to unlock their 50 wins and go cheat in ranked play? Farming you in Nuketown 24/7, lots. Jake and I have seen multiple cheaters recently. We posted a blatant clip a couple days ago. Guy was like level 16, walling his ass off. I've seen quite a number of cheaters that I did not... Higher number of cheaters than I've expected to, honestly, in multiplayer since the launch of this game. Now it's much worse, evidently. Not great. And since you have to win 50 pubs matches, you can't avoid them by just staying out of ranked play, because they're going to be running through you a lot. By the way, keep in mind, we had read some blog post on Ricochet where they had said, oh, our goal is that within 1 hour of someone cheating in Call of Duty, Ricochet will have banned them. Time to action is going to be sub 60 minutes. If you are the best cheater in the world with the craziest aimbot and wall hacks possible, you are still not winning 50 games in an hour. You're not winning 50 games in 3 hours. That's a long time. That's a lot of hours of you cheating before you even get to play ranked play and continue cheating. So this 1 hour time to action bullshit that many of you were optimistic about and were mad at me for saying this shit doesn't matter. Guess who was right? Guess what didn't in fact matter? That blog post, because it was all bullshit. The time to action is clearly not 1 hour, or those people wouldn't even have made it to ranked play. Now, you could argue they didn't cheat until they got to ranked play. Well, I guess that's true, but I mean, I doubt it.
That's probably what's happening, because those sheet providers, usually they have like accounts ready to go and leveled up. So that's literally what they do. True. I don't know what goes on. I don't know if there's some way they manipulate that, get into some sort of lobbies where they just get easy wins constantly. Not sure, but these people aren't buying cheats, having to win 50 matches and then go in ranked to just rage hack, because they're literally rage hacking. If they were doing that in multiplayer, they certainly would have gotten banned by the time they won 50 matches. Just spin botting in multiplayer. There's no denying that they would have gotten banned at some point. Well, during
spin
that.
Botting, yeah, sure.
Oh, and that's most of the clips I was seeing. These people were not hiding it at all. They were virtually spin botting. They were just, it was insane, the ones I saw. So that's what they're doing. They're just buying accounts that are leveled up and ready to get into ranked play. Right, and then they get banned, and then they just are probably back on another one 10 minutes later.
Mm-hmm. Set up two-factor authentication, because guess whose accounts they're using? Your dumbass who's getting your account stolen. So yeah, don't let a cheater steal your account. Set up two-factor. It's easy, and then you can't get hacked, even if they take your password.
That'll happen, yeah.
But yeah, you're probably right, actually. Yeah. Because, I mean, I've seen a lot of wallers in multiplayer. I have not seen many rage aimbotters. I've seen some. Where I've been seeing more rage aimbotters, though, and wallers, obviously. Because if you're rage hacking, you're also walling. Not everyone who walls is also using aimbot, although most of them probably are. But every single player who's using aimbot is also walling. Why wouldn't you? You're already blatant. You might as well wall hack. Is Warzone.
Yeah.
Lots of cheaters in Warzone since the integration.
Feels just like last year. Nothing's gotten better.
Exactly. Just like last year, and nothing has gotten better. Is it at the worst it's ever been? No. But it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Pretty unacceptable. Lots of them. We played, actually, it was really, really bad the last time I played. Not boot camp, which was what, 2 days ago? I think we saw a cheater at least every other match, maybe 60% of our games. Many of whom were very blatant. We landed Trump Tower, and these guys had World Series of Warzone calling cards.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
They did not actually make it to the World Series of Warzone, by the way. They were just cheaters who used an unlock all tool also to get that calling card, thinking I wouldn't report you because I would assume you're some really good player I've never heard of. No, I'm assuming you used an unlock all tool and you're cheating, which you are, because I watched the kill cam, and in it, he is shooting the moment we land, by the way. No UAV, nothing. He lands and he's shooting through a wall.
That'll happen.
One of my teammates lag or something, and gets a full kill through a wall without ever having seen the person within 5 seconds of his feet hitting the ground. Got it. Didn't miss a bullet. And then of course he just snaps to me and kills me as well. Cool. That's really good. Just lots of them. That was just one game. That was like the worst kill cam I saw, but so many cheaters. Yeah, it's really bad. And like we've said before, hey, all those patch notes look great. Oh, they're addressing the right things. Oh, that dev actually plays the game. They thought of the interaction between a stim boost and resolute. That's all fine and also fucking dandy. But if every game or every other game, someone is rage hacking, shit's ass. Doesn't matter, shit's ass. That's where we're at. So fix the cheaters now. Do better. Valorant can do it, so can you. I am once again begging and also pleading for you to violate my civil liberties and sniff my kernels actually, so that you can do reliable anti-cheat measures and actually ban people and stop them from cheating. I will give Activision my social security card number and my banking information if there aren't cheaters in my game. It's that simple, but they refuse to do it. And at this point, I don't think cheating's ever going to be curtailed, because it seems like the only way to have an effective anti-cheat is to have an invasive anti-cheat to such a degree that Activision is not willing to invade people. Therefore, we will always just have lots of cheaters in every ranked mode. And that really puts a damper on how excited I was for Warzone ranked, because now, I mean, I'm seeing lots of cheaters in pubs. Imagine how bad Warzone ranked's going to be. Every game is going to have a cheater. Like literally every game. Unless they do something drastic, which at this point, if they were willing to do something drastic, they would have done so already. So another year of dodging cheaters, actually. Hopefully all the cheesy little inspect the lobby tools work. Hopefully someone hacks the API so you can look at lobby stats and KDs so you can better dodge cheaters. But we're just going to be Alt F4 spamming, Q dodging, all that dumb cringe shit I shouldn't have to do. You're going to have to do it if you actually care about your rating and want to play ranked, because there are going to be lots of cheaters all year, 100% L.
Yep. I mean, it's obviously never going away. We've had them for this long. Nothing's changing at this point. It's not suddenly getting better. It's not going to.
Mm-hmm. So the next time there's a Ricochet blog post, by the way, and it all sounds really cool, you guys, please, God damn it, remember that this moment and many moments like it. They say a lot of words, but until they do something, I don't care. Especially Activision. I just don't care. So if you're optimistic about Ricochet in the future, or if they make a blog post that makes you optimistic, unless it says we're hiring a third party called Valorant Anti-Cheat or whatever their thing is called, and we're implementing it now, that's the only thing I'm going to get excited about. Anything short of that, they can say all the shit they want to. 1 hour time to action, all that other bullshit. I don't care. Neither should you. They never fix it. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, it won't be. Yeah, we should just not even read it next time.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's just not worth reading. Like, how much time have we wasted reading those blog posts, and none of that shit ever matters. So anyway, that's it. We do have some announcements. First and foremost, welcome to our new patrons, our new gold patrons, Sky, P. Lawrence Williamson Herman. I'm reading that whole name because I know that shit's not real. Yeah. And if it is, you deserve to be doxxed for not having changed it by now. And Matt D. Thank you, boys. Our new gold patrons, absolute kings. Welcome aboard, gods of the arena. A better person than you, Thomas G, has just upgraded to platinum patronage, a real king, and coming back for his next year of annual gold, getting that juicy 12 or 16% discount, whatever Patreon lets us do. I don't remember. Patrick B. Some Mick like me. Welcome back, buddy, to the Patreon for their annual gold tier. Thank you to all of you guys. Patreon.com/Dropshot. It is the best way to support the show. You get ad-free episodes. You get them early access. And you also get bonus episodes, which we've been doing. So we have a couple more slated for this month. We will be recording one for all of our patrons tomorrow, and it will be on the topic of, once again, probably Warzone. Something Warzone related. There's still a lot more to say about this stuff. Obviously, today we had some new changes, and I'm excited to try out, Resolute. I'm excited to try out maybe some more Grenadier shenanigans, some guns, because the meta is not totally settled as far as I can tell yet. I'm still seeing a lot of people using a lot of different things. And then another question of like, what wild card should we be running? Are we just doing overkill, or are we doing gunfighter? Is gunfighter worth it? On what maps is it worth it? Because maybe you have time on Urzikstan, but not on Area 99. Maybe you have time on Rebirth, but not on Area 99. Maybe you have time on Area 99. Also, we're going to talk about all that and more. And that'll be coming out on Saturday for all of our patrons. So sign up before then or after, but ideally before. It doesn't matter. You'll get access either way. And that should be a fun one. So keep that in mind. A couple other announcements. I'm going to attempt, if you're a Spotify enjoyer, a Spotify listener, to upload video to Spotify. I think I know how to do it. I'm going to try it today. So if you usually watch podcast videos on Spotify, we might start doing that going forward. I'm not sure I can, for reasons I won't belabor you guys with because it's boring, but I'm going to try it for this episode. when it's immediately live, there won't be a video because I have to like let it hit live first and then attach a video to it. So if you see it and there's no video and it's early and you want the video, wait another couple hours and then I'll have the video up there. If there's no video like days later, then you're not getting video, and we'll talk about it more later if anyone cares, I guess. But also, if you're a Spotify video enjoyer, remember the video does post instantly on YouTube. Or you could become a YouTube member and watch the VOD ad-free as well. Or a Twitch sub and also watch the VOD ad-free as well. But yeah, keep that in mind for those of you to whom that would apply. Mainly I'm doing this because I think Spotify algorithm boosts video podcasts a lot. So it's probably actually not relevant for most of you, but I thought I'd mention it. And then this other thing is very interesting. You can now gift Patreon memberships to other people. This is really cool. This is functionality I would have loved during COVID when we were doing a lot of giveaways and the community actually was, stuck at home in Discord all day. I remember explicitly wishing for this probably 5 separate occasions long time ago.
Yeah, we did.
However, they finally added it now. So here's the thing. I don't know how this works. I don't know how it works to gift people Patreon memberships.
I'm reading about it. It sounds like you have to basically send it to somebody.
So you like get someone's email.
Yeah, so you have to have a Patreon account to gift. You can gift between 1 and 12 months of any tier. You can gift annual if you want. And basically you select the tier and copy the gift link and send it to your recipient. They will have 90 days to redeem before it expires.
That's very cool.
So also if people do want to gift it, it's like they could even just post it in Discord and then we could say like, hey, there's gifted Patreon in there. Memberships, and then redeeming a gift same way. You just go on, make an account, and redeem it using that code.
So this is actually that's a neat way to do it. So this is very cool, and we want to do something with this. We might do maybe some giveaways for our own Patreon. We can like buy a code ourselves and email it to like winners of something. Maybe. I'm also thinking we could do something for the month of December. Whoever gifts the most Patreon memberships to other people, we can do something for you. Let us know what you guys think you would like. If we did like a little contest like that, we would do it because we would get more money. Obviously, that's the reason we would do it. But we were thinking maybe like for those of you who are very active in Discord, we could make a very special Discord role where you would get your own category, your own color. You'd be above everyone else on the little member list. And it would say like, whatever, big dick Giga Chad guy or something. If you were the top Patreon gifter for the month of December. If you have any other ideas like that, let us know. But also if you just care about, hey, helping us out, this would be a cool way to do it. You've been trying to get one of your friends to like listen, or one of your friends listens, but he's not a patron. Or he's fallen off, or you want someone in the Damascus Lounge that hasn't been around or whatever. Hey, buy them a membership, DM them the link. And
somebody should buy Dubfire a Damascus membership. They were already they were making fun of him for being gold the other day. So somebody should gift him one because apparently he doesn't like us enough. So
he doesn't like us enough. Yeah. So you could do that. But this would be a really cool way to support the show. And I know that there are quite a few of people who listen and like the podcast. They don't like it quite enough to become a patron. So if that's one of your friends, buy them one. You'll help us and you'll help them. That's a very cool thing. But again, we might do a little, whatever contest or something for the month of December. I will say this, if we do end up doing that, we will retroactively count any gift Patreon things starting now. So if you're like gonna wait because you would have gifted, but you want to win the December maybe contest, don't, because we'll retroactively count you. We might count double before the month of December. So it'd actually behoove you to do it sooner. But let us know if you guys have any ideas like that. The Discord role thing is just one little thing I thought of, but if there are other cool things that might be fun, I don't know, maybe a day of Warzone or something, or a sesh of Warzone with us or something like that. That could be cool too, to the top gifter. And then last thing, promo code Dropshot, manscaped.com. Save 20% off and free shipping. There's some good shit there. You'll hear an ad read if you're not a patron about this, but even if you are a patron, we could use some support. So if you need some boxers, you need another razor, they have some other cool stuff too. Their deodorant, their man, what was the other thing? I think their deodorant was the main other thing I really liked. Their boxers are really nice too, actually. They sent us a little package, and one of them was boxers. I really like their boxers, actually. A little expensive, but with 20% off and free shipping, it's less. So, yeah, do that. And yeah, we will see you guys on Saturday. The topic for Saturday is a podcast episode about COD. Pretty sure it's also going to be kind of Warzone related, but we'll figure that out. So thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you on Saturday. Stay humble.
Stay humble.